just built this little module over here using a very cheap Chinese-made car radio unit that I got from Amazon. Now, this was inspired by a module that you can buy from Tesseract Modular called the Low Coast. They sell a kit precisely for modifying these car radio units for modular. But I thought I'd give it a try and see if I could build one myself by just connecting a very simple amplifier section to the output of the radio. And I had some grander plans for it which didn't come to fruition, but basically I got it working in the same way that Tesseract's Low Coast works. So what do you get with this module? Well, first of all, it's an FM radio. So if you want radio source or static noise in your modular system, this is a very cheap and easy way to do that. Secondly, it has a USB port and an SD card socket, which is the bitmart TF there, right? So that's actually an micro SD card. So it can play back tracks from a USB device that's connected in there, like a music on a MP3s on a flash, USB flash, or any WAV files that you've recorded onto, MP3 files that you've recorded onto SD card. And so in addition to the radio and the USB and the SD connection, we also have a Bluetooth connection. So you could connect the audio, for example, from an iPhone or from an Android device by Bluetooth into this unit and then out to your modular. And of course, all this is in stereo. And you can see the display flashing down there. That little, what looks like a level meter, is completely random, has nothing to do with what it's playing. It's purely cosmetic. But it gives a stereo output, and one more thing, it has an auxiliary input, right? So I've actually got another module plugged into the auxiliary input of this for a reason that I will explain now, but you don't have to use the aux input. Anyway, let me explain the most exciting thing about this, for me anyway. I just discovered that it can record. It's not written down anywhere there is no manual for this thing. I stumbled across it quite by chance, pushing buttons at random, and yeah, it can record, and it will record from the aux input if you have something plugged into the aux. It will record from the Bluetooth. It will record from the radio. So any of those sources you can record to the SD card. I figured out the recording, but then it took me a little bit more time to figure out the playback, because again, there's no manual for this thing. So let me just demo how to record and how to play back your recordings on this device. Okay, first of all, I'm going to put this into Bluetooth mode. You press the mode button, short press, and it switches between mode. BT, that's Bluetooth, radio, auxiliary input, which I've unplugged, playback from SD card, and Bluetooth. And it doesn't go to USB mode at the moment because there's no USB plugged in. So I'm going to leave it in Bluetooth, and I'm going to set connect to it with my Android phone here. So let me get this into Bluetooth. Go into the Bluetooth settings, connected devices, and it's this JQBT, which so that's connected now. Right now, I'm going to go back to my music player here. So play some nice Johan Johansson, I think. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is a good track. Let's take it from about there. I'm going to stop it there. And you could hear it actually. So that was Bluetooth going from the phone into this unit. Then from the radio unit, I've got it going through an effects module there, but that's all turned way down, so there's no effect applied. Then into a mixer, and then into AUM, and I've taken off all the effects in there. So what we're getting, oh, let me just take the filter off too. Hang on, I'll take the filter out. So we should get the unfiltered sound now from that. Here we, okay, you can hear that. Not bad. So now I'm going to record it. So here's the secret record button. You press the mode key down for a long press, and it goes rec. And now you see the number, the counter counting up. It's recording. All right, I'm going to stop recording at 15 seconds, and I'm going to stop the iPhone. Okay, so put that out of the way. That's not an iPhone, that's an Android. Okay, so back to the unit. It has recorded, but how do we play it? So switch, press the mode button again, short press, skip through, SD card. So it's recorded to the SD, but it's not going to play it back straight away. If I press play, it's on a track 10, which seems to be empty at the moment. I've been experimenting with this thing, so there's all kinds of empty tracks. What I have to do these volume buttons are actually also track skip. So this is skipping back through audio files that I put on there from, by connecting putting the SD card in the Mac. But the recording that I just made is not there, it seems. It took me a long time to figure this out. All the files that I put on from the Mac, just copying them onto the SD card, they're here up to about track 8 or something. But where's my recording? It's not there. What you have to do is press play pause for a long press. Now it's switched over to my recordings folder. So this is a recording from the radio, and let me skip through all of these recordings. One more. Here it is. So there's the audio that I just recorded, and piece de resistance. Loop mode. Okay, so I can press this. This thing comes with the remote control. Press the loop button. It's looping all. It's looping one. So now it's just going to loop this recorded snippet over and over. Now it's not gapless. You'll see when it comes to the end. Yeah, there's a little judder. It's not bad. It went right back to the beginning. It's looping at around 15 seconds. I can smooth out that little gap by just adding in some effects, maybe. Put a bit of delay on it. So, for how much these things cost. In Japan, this was 600 yen. I'll put a note for how much that is in dollars, but for, minimal amount of money and the cost of one TL74 and a few resistors, I have a radio, a USB player, a Bluetooth receiver, an SD card player, and a recording looper in my modular rack. Amazing.